What do you value most in life? Is it success, fame, education, your family, your relationships, maybe? You see, often in life, we can begin to place a higher value on the wrong things than what we should be focusing on. And when we do this, we can create this chasm between the things that we value and the things that God values. And that in turn will create a chasm in our relationship between us and God Himself. We see this in the story of the rich man and Lazarus in Luke chapter 16. We see that in this parable that there's this rich man who lived in luxury and had everything he wanted in life. But Lazarus was a poor man who had sores on his body, and he would lay outside the gates of this man's property begging. He was just wanting even just some scraps from his table, but he never received any. And one day Lazarus dies, and he's carried away to sit by Abraham at this heavenly banquet we're shown. And the rich man also dies and was buried. But the rich man went to a place of the dead, a place of torment. And he could see Abraham and Lazarus off across in the distance. And he called out to them for comfort. But we see in verse 25 and 26, Abraham says, "Son, remember that during your lifetime, you had everything you wanted, and Lazarus had nothing. So, no, he is here being comforted, and you are in anguish. And besides, there's this great chasm separating us. No one can cross over to you from here, and no one can cross over to us from there." See, when we're given comfort, riches, success, all of those good things in our lives, we shouldn't only be focused on what that does for us and hold it all tight to ourselves. We can do some of that, but we should also realize that the things we're given in this life, those blessings, are also given to us to help and bless those who are less fortunate than us. We will need to realize that people will always be valued more to God than things, than stuff. And when we value people above all else, we begin to value what God values. Value the things that God values. We grow closer to Him. See, being rich doesn't mean that we are favored by God any more than being poor means that you are judged by God. We need, if we get into that thinking, to put away that thinking and realize that that gives a false sense of a relationship with God. Instead, we need to look at our success and our blessings and see, okay, God, you've given this to me. Now, how can I take what I've been given and help others in return? What can I do with the blessings, the success that I have, and the faith that I have in Jesus Christ, and get on board with the mission that He has given us to go and make disciples, to help those around us, to care for the widows and the orphans? What can I do with what I have to align my values with the values of God and take the blessings that He has given me and therefore bless others